Do you need a simple way to expose your students to art history? Enter Rodin's The Thinker. Teachers, my name is Kara Swink and I am an elementary art teacher in the Aloha state of Hawaii. You are going to be planting art history seeds of contemplation in no time with The Thinker. The first thing to consider if you want to use The Thinker in your classroom is where to display it. Then you'll need to write guiding questions. These go on to The Thinker and prompt your students to get curious about art history, lessons, techniques, and more. You can gather guiding questions from your very own students by asking them what they're wondering about when you introduce a new unit or artist. Choose the top 3 questions and post them onto The Thinker. Using questions that relate to the 5 senses is fantastic, especially for lower elementary students to get them in their bodies. For example, what kind of shapes do I see in Picasso's work? Does the oil pastel have a smell? Questions that connect your students to themselves while making art is so incredibly grounding. Incorporating art history into your art room is a powerful way for your students to see themselves in artists. So writing questions for your thinker around identity can spark exciting conversations. For example, did Kandinsky have any other passions besides painting and drawing? Where did Georgia O'Keeffe grow up? Questions about the artist's everyday upbringing will put your students into their everyday life and see that they're normal people just like them. Another way to formulate your thinker questions is to think about the steps of the process with the project at hand. For example, what happens whenever I lay my brush flat to dry? Once you have your questions, post them onto your thinker with Post-its, taped on paper, or even dry erase marker, and have the thinker posted on your front door or on your board. Finally, you might be asking yourself, when am I asking these questions and how often am I changing them out? If you have your thinker on your door and your door is something that's open or on the back side of your classroom door, your students will likely start to notice the questions and maybe even inquire about them themselves. Otherwise, you could ask students the question before they even enter the art room as a warm-up prompt or a sketchbook prompt. Or perhaps this is a question that they are getting asked during work time and their response will be their exit ticket for the class that day. For many students, questions and answers is a really nerve-wracking part of school, even though it's a huge part of school. So having this come up in the art room might make them a little bit scared. To boost their confidence, really go into how the thinker is a strong display of thinking and that thinking is a wonderful thing to do as an artist. For example, the thinker is really strong, folks. Look at his muscles. Give thinking a try. You got this. If you love this idea but are still pondering how to generate really good questions, you'll want to check out the Pro Pack, Elevating Learning Through Effective Questioning Strategies in Pro Learning. These on-demand PD videos will give you confidence and practical questioning strategies, including how to help those students that will not participate in class discussions. Check out the description box below for more information. If you are watching this video and you feel a little bit insecure about exposing your students to art history, trust me, you've got this. You do not have to be an art history buff to give this a go. It is okay to take small steps, and The Thinker is a great small step to take. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe so that you don't miss more awesome tips just like this. Wait a second, The Thinker has a question for you. Comment down below with one way that you creatively incorporate art history into your classroom. Thanks for watching. Bye!